Welcome back to my channel. Today, we explore the value of specific coins, the most valuable Lincoln 1-cent value in market in dollars. So let's get started. First up, the 1998 Lincoln 1-cent without a mint mark. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series that began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. The 1998 issue belongs to the Lincoln Memorial design type, which was produced from 1959 through 2008. Even though it looks like an ordinary modern penny, its value depends heavily on condition and certain rare varieties. The 1998 Lincoln Cent without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. When a Lincoln Cent from this year does not show a mint mark under the date, that simply means it was made in Philadelphia. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint produced billions of these coins, which makes them very common in circulation. Because of this extremely high mintage, most examples you find in pocket change today are worth only their face value of 1 cent. This coin is made of copper-plated zinc, a composition that has been used for Lincoln Cents since 1982. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. On the obverse, you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right, along with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1998. On the reverse, the design features the Lincoln Memorial Building, with the words "United States of America" and 1 cent. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny image of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial. When it comes to value, condition is everything. In circulated condition, meaning the coin has been used in everyday
Next up, the 2001 Lincoln Cent with a D mint mark. At first glance, you might think, it's just a penny, what's the big deal? But in the world of coin collecting, even seemingly ordinary coins can hold surprising value, especially when they're in very fine condition. The 2001 Lincoln Cent was produced by the United States Mint and carries the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. This particular cent was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small d below the date. While millions of these coins were produced, it's the condition and certain collecting nuances that can make a difference in value. When we talk about very fine condition, we are referring to a coin that has seen minimal circulation. The major details on Lincoln's bust, the date, and lettering are all sharp and clear, with only minor signs of wear on the highest points. The rims remain well-defined, and the surfaces maintain a good level of luster. For collectors, these subtle details can significantly impact a coin's appeal and market value. So why is a 2001 D Lincoln Cent noteworthy? Modern Lincoln Cents are usually common, but some factors can make a particular coin desirable. Errors, die varieties, or simply coins that have been preserved exceptionally well can attract attention. A 2001 D penny in very fine condition shows that it has been handled carefully over the years, which is increasingly rare as most pennies are spent rather than saved. Collectors often seek out such coins to complete date and mint mark sets or to add to a quality-focused collection. Now, let's talk about value. In general, a standard 2001 D Lincoln Cent in circulated.
Next up, the 1993 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark. We'll make it around 700 words, smooth to read aloud, and perfect for video narration. If you're a coin collector or just starting out, you know that even modern coins can hold surprising value. Today, we're diving into one of the more interesting coins for collectors, the 1993 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark. While pennies are often overlooked, this coin has a unique place in the market, especially for those who pay attention to condition and rarity. The Lincoln Cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has a long and fascinating history. First issued in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The design has gone through several updates over the years, but the key elements have remained consistent. Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, and until 1958, 2 wheat ears on the reverse. Modern pennies, including the 1993 issue, feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, which adds a classic touch while reflecting the coin's historical roots. Now, let's focus specifically on the 1993 penny. Unlike some coins from previous decades, the 1993 Lincoln Cent isn't extremely rare, but its value can vary greatly depending on its condition and whether it shows any unusual characteristics. The coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it doesn't have a mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia without a mint mark are the most common, but this doesn't mean they lack collector appeal. When evaluating the value of a 1993 Lincoln cent without a mint mark, condition is everything. Collectors use grading systems to determine how close a coin is to its original state. A coin in average circulation, with scratches and wear, may only be worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, a coin in good condition, with sharp details, no scratches, and a bright, clean surface, can be much more appealing. Coins graded as mint state, or MS, can fetch several dollars, with higher grade examples commanding even more. This is because modern coins are often heavily.
Next up, the 1984 Lincoln cent without a mint mark in very fine condition. If you're a coin collector or simply curious about rare finds, this coin might just catch your attention. First, let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, it was the first U.S. coin to honor a president while still being in general circulation. By 1984, the Lincoln cent had undergone decades of production, but most coins remained relatively common, especially those produced in massive quantities like the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Now, the 1984 Lincoln cent without a mint mark is a coin that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike coins from the Denver Mint, which carry a small D mint mark, Philadelphia coins from this period are plain, making them instantly recognizable to collectors. While millions of Lincoln cents were produced in 1984, the true value comes from the coin's condition. For collectors, the term very fine is a specific grading standard. Coins in very fine condition show moderate wear but still retain most of their detail. On a 1984 Lincoln cent, this means Lincoln's facial features, hairlines, and the wheat ears or shield on the reverse are still clearly visible. Collectors prize these coins because they represent a balance between accessibility and quality, offering a tangible piece of history that's still well preserved. So, what makes a 1984 Lincoln cent without a mint mark in very fine condition valuable today? While it's not as rare as early 20th century pennies, certain factors can increase its worth. These include errors during production, like double strikes, die cracks, or off-center designs. Even without errors, coins that have been exceptionally well preserved over decades often fetch higher prices. Speaking of market value, in today's coin market, a 1984 Philadelphia Lincoln cent in very fine